Alrighty, so we're back over here and over here with the Turkestan cheese over here. Very much very much something interesting we got going over here. Just a little bit of a different scenario for all how everything's gonna be over here. There's a quote over here that they posted over here. I'm gonna read it over here. The defiant one desires to see himself enrolled among the tribe of the defiant. I didn't become Linikov. That's why I want to read that quote. Probably gonna start doing that. I'll read their quotes whenever they appear. You know, like it's a very interesting little thing. But yeah, very much very much a different circles over here. A lot of territory over here. Territory's been changed over here. Some been added. Some been changed. Like for guys gone over here. I think said the leaders is gonna be transferring to other parts over here. The leaders in general is gonna be part of other nations around here or somewhere in Russia. I think it was both. I can't remember if this is one or the other. But yeah, very much something over here. Considering that the development of 242 is close to completion. If I had a hazard to guess, it's probably going to either be by the end of this month or sometime in March. If I'm wrong on both of those accounts, then feel free to call me an idiot. Anyway, yeah. As you see over here, we got a whole lot of reading over here between like the different states over here. We're gonna start with the Turkestan general government over here, because they are gonna be the only one in Asia that's gonna have content. Before too. Depending on what it is, though, I might do like a mistake over here. Soon as both and the cover here was part of like the little bandit territory before over here. Yeah. Soon though, like he's gonna get content over here for the Turkestan general government. Very much it was gonna be interesting over here. I think the rest are gonna get skeleton content. But yeah. I'm gonna two of them over here, the Turkestan and the Endless Raids over here. This one is the Warlord Indifference over here. At the start of the get that started here, primarily because of the whole culture thing. I can't really go into that too deep over here because it's not gonna be something that we're talking about. But yeah, now I actually have like a little icon over here. For that, I think it was just like the Empire flag, Russian Empire flag. So. Very much are gonna be a lot of things. Hopefully they had like some shit over here because is it like I remember doing a playthrough of General Government still not too long ago. There was like no any descriptions for like anything of Kornilov's thing over here. So hopefully a lot of that gets fixed over here because it was just nothing. Yeah, the plight of Turkestan, very bad shit over here, especially in this raids. Like ooh. Being a civilian in the Russian Empire is hard. Being a civilian in Russian Turkestan is hard hell on earth. Taxes are no more than rackets imposed by Anikov's men. The wrongdoer can get you killed in the middle of the day. All trade the terrorists might only give Anikov more money to pad his pockets. General Governor rules his land. The Governor General, rules his land as a fierce Khan. His cryptic state sleep is sparkling stone as it cuts down all who sticks their heads up. Yet there are those who justify this brutality, pointing to the palace built in Verni atop the backs of Churka laborers. I think I say that, Churka. The price of civilization has always been high, said the sad man. Their spurs jangling in harmony with the clanking chains. After all, can you imagine what they would do without us? Yeah, so I wonder. So there's gonna be like a whole like kind of loyalist path over here, and then just like being like a bandit warlord. Very much gonna be interesting thing we got going on over here. I'm sorry the music a bit loud over here. I got like music footage over here. That's like a little something. A little bit of something. Anyway, in this raids, bad flew 1.1 minute low, miles 100% non-core map power. That's oof. Open the factor. That was kind of bad. For 20 years, the general governor of Turkestan has ruled. For 20 years, Boris Anikov has been no more than a governor of ashes. What his men call security operations, the MLS called bloody raid on innocent civilians and whoever they deem a target. Boys and pregnant boys, the women captured as the mass mob of mountain men galloping across the steppe as they please, looting, robbing, and killing. The praise of the faithful are cut short, and the ink of the scholars are cast aside. Turkestan heeds only the blood of the warriors, and the general governor pays his due in spades. Yeah, so it seems like whatever content there's definitely gonna be not exactly a great thing going on over here. Which I said before. Well, I don't know if I said before, but there might be like other potential leaders that could come out of over here. I don't know. But maybe because of what we see later on, though, definitely going to lead out from the possibility to see if things can become better or worse, depending on circumstances. Assuming that Anakov was like, like a pretty much like a bandit leader in the general government steps before he's now being moved here to Turkestan. So I'm wondering if anything from that part is going to be kept in there. I don't really know. I haven't really played much of the general government stuff though, besides the Kornilov thing that I did over here. I haven't recorded anything of Kornilov, if you're wondering. But we shall see. And we got the Republic of Turkestan. Social liberalism, oh yeah. With a dictatorship over here, of course. Hold on. This must be there, yep. Republic of Turkestan, Solomon head to Wild. The Republic. Rather nice over here. Like one of the better unifiers of Central Asia. The dying grass of Stolopen was the million cry of freedom in the national prisoners trapped inside the right corpse of the Russian Empire. Oh yeah, Stolopen didn't get assassinated. I think it was Nicholas that got killed instead of Stolopen. If I'm remembering the whole correctly. As the blood course fell to the floor, so too did the depressed people rise, the body covered in embryonic fluid. Among those who were given life that day stood the First Republic of Umma, a glistening gem among the dusty wastes, Turkestan. Yeah, both are now that pains and our liberal foundation rests on shaky grounds. There are those who push back, those who clamor for the old ways. But under the old ways, all the dissenting voices would be silenced, and the bodies added to the pile of men like Stolpen. Those who decry our liberalism should be thankful then, as it's the only thing sitting between their throats and our place. One of them means we can get like a conservative thing over here. We even know reactionary thing over here. I think the reactionary is going to be more over here. Talk about that in a bit. The tragic hit of the dunes. Invisibility and mass. Yeah. That's great. The Mullah cry, the Imam shout. The Ulama cast us down for daring to break from the faith. They claim we worship the idols of democracy. The Western ideas are poisoning the well, severing the ties between Allah and his people. Every form we attempt, every step forward, we are pushed back by the holy men. They paint us the choice of all Turkestani must make, Islam or liberalism. Those are crying to liberty, we must be thrown down and made to repent. For good Muslim, Yahud rule over them. I mean, even more people freedom doesn't exactly sound like something. Doesn't really sound bad. Sounds like they just don't really like breaking away from the old. Fucking reactionary shit. Anyways. Emir Turkestan under Emir Enver, that being Enver Pasha of Turkestan over here. Which is funny because the Soviets considered, I think he actually went around over here and the Soviets thought that he was like a fucking British plant up. Really like an anti-Soviet uprising over here. Some shit, I don't know. Oh, she was fucking weird. Going over here. We'll talk about a bit more about that one once we actually get to Caspian Protectorate. So a bit more things to say about that over here. As you know, like this one being like the best possible unifier over here in terms of like, good ideas and not being complete assholes. Probably. But anyway, yeah, Pasha, this one, yeah, like the thing that I'm interested in doing the playthrough, depending on what's going on over here, I might do like a little mission over here. In Enver and Caspian Protectorate or something over here, and then over here, yeah. Once we get over there, that's gonna be like the one that I'm very much interested in whenever they get in content. Which I'm pretty sure the rest of this content is gonna come in of Mans of Gods, the big old Russia update. Don't know why it's come out over here because Burning Memories coming out first, so we shall wait and see. There is no God but Allah. The brave Mujahideen, or just recalled bandits by Basmaki, by our opponents, or Basmaki, by our opponents, sorry. Written the last stand the servants of Allah against the godless. Our eye leads to only God omnipotent and to the invisible head of the Ummah. Caliph in Constantinople, we fight fiercely. Strive for themselves, engage in the valleys and the plains. We crush our enemies when they least expect it. When the Emirs and Khans, the Khorasan faltered and the blood of conquest became milk in their vein, we fought the Russian heathens like lions, and we would have won if not for the treason of our own people. Godless communists and meek liberals found more comfortable to draw lines on the map and take a stand in these pathetic steelets rather than absolute God for the liberation of all Turks by our side. Our army is an army of Islam, and our creeds are given to us by Allah and preached by Muhammad. Peace be upon him. This holy brotherhood not only has the task of expelling the invaders, but to restore the Caliph to his rightful position in Turkestan in the world. I swear with the big European shadows back in Anatolia. Separated by thousands of miles, our eyes and his eyes shut. Our ears his eyes. Eyes are his eyes, our ears are his voice is our voice, and our sword is his to command and anoint. The divine man, a killer big note on the plate, and every decision we must take be comments in a fashion. I am voice from God. I wonder if that means that he can come back. Well, I mean that if he unifies, he can try and take control of the Ottoman state at some point. But I'm much curious if it's gonna, because you know that this is gonna be a part over here. I do wonder if he's gonna try to do something to try and reclaim a position back in the rump Ottoman state, as it were. I may just see how that whole play thing played out, and if he actually does straight up make his way to Anatolia in some way. I don't know how though. Very much interested to see how that's gonna play out. And versus Prophet. Indeed. Back to the Ottoman. Back in the Ottoman army during the Great War, it was said that when commanders asked the men who the Prophet was, most common and convicting answer was our Prophet the Enver Pasha. This is not only a hyperbolic anecdote, but an external sign of the incredible phenomenon. The commander-in-chief has the charisma of a true-born leader, oozing a mystical presence impossible to resist. Like a saint or a warrior from centuries past, Enver is forged a mythology of military exploits that is now the glue that holds Bukhara together. From the peasant to the soldiers and the merchant, all true sons of Tehran kiss the ground his treads. Issues that would otherwise cause irresistible slip between his followers are forgotten and even absolute loyalty. I wonder if Turanism is actually going to be a path over here. I don't remember seeing it anywhere, but I see it mentioned over here, but I don't remember if that's actually going to be like something. Gotta be a path though in any of this, or in any nation around with Turanism, this thing over here. Maybe. Disobedience is also translated to an almost mysterious call among his court that is regarded with suspicion among the Orthodox clergy. But all the caliph on his side, Enver cannot be stopped by the petty concern of imams. He is sacred Bukhara incarnated, like martyrdom and such a living maybe how to mean the individual well. I wonder if that means that the reactionary path is going to be esoteric reactionary, where you just go like full in on the code of Pasha. That would be very weird, but as I said before, I don't really know much about it. But I am very curious to see how any of this would play out though, and what paths are going to be brought out of here as well. The Prince of the Prophets. -5, not too bad. Yeah. Oh, these are good over here. Probably like the best of it's like only -5 stability over here. Otherwise that then definitely gonna get the advantage of I think considering compared to everyone other. Although he was carried to the throne on the back of religious reaction, and although de jure he is fighting on behalf of the Caliphate, immediate inverse on the man of the past. During his time of service to the Ottoman Empire, his young Turks were a foremost progressive force among those in Constantinople. The sweeping reforms and brought the material and cultural realms, and despite the pain Islamic beliefs in support for the Sultan, it was the three pashas and the Ittihadism who paved the way for our first secular reforms in the body of the sick man. Now Enver is a stranger in a strange land, and although he's commander-in-chief of the Mujahideen, his progressive ideas have not been washed away. The conservative and firebrand native soldiers from the former bulk of Enver's support may buck and kick when his eyes. Deir al-Islam has no future unless she turns her eyes from the past. Yes, I wonder exactly how progressive those reforms are going to be though. So I got social liberalism over here. This would be a comparison between the Republic and the Emirate. Now for another one that's very interesting. French Caspian Protectorate. Wilfred Mendelssohn over here. Can't remember what Mendelssohn actually did over here. But whatever comes over here, definitely gonna be interesting. My throat. Yeah, it's kind of hurting a bit, but yeah. The French Caspian Protectorate over here. I wonder if that's gonna work with how Iran and the both sides of Persia really, where like if they go to war between like a British state over here, they leave being a puppet and the faction over here, and the over here. Especially considering all that socialist Persia can rise up over here, and so I do want to have the French Caspian Protectorate's gonna survive over here, saying that they would actually be landlocked over here. So I am interested to see how that would play out, to be honest. Anyway, the great game. A century has passed since the beginning of our foray into Central Asia, and for a century Russia has pushed us back. This back and forth has defined our relationships ever since the time of the alliance against the Hellenic forces trapped between us. In the vanquishing of the Teutons, our sabers crossed yet again. This time I heard the game feels more akin to coming a baby seal to death. Our Slavic counterpart, I have no addition, no pushback, no fight, because they are fucking not exactly in a stable position. What was once a race to conquer all that stood between is now sweeping the solitude of a chessboard split in twain. All of the boom the wall and nobody to take from it. What's poor and sobering cognizant? We get a lot more support, but we're covering that there because we're not really feeling it right now because it's not really like a big old authority. A new Raj over here because we lost the old Raj. Well, the Maharaj's presidency is under technically under the British, but it's not really the Raj. When the backward Muscovites stumbled and faltered, the savage Muslims over declared themselves to be free and quickly set about hacking each other to death with scimitars. Thus, in order to peace in the region, prevent the wholesale slaughter of Christian, His Majesty authorized an expedition to the foreign wastes. That its guardians were justice felt against. Now, at the fall of the Raj, we men of the Empire are the last true members of that noble system that kept the rabble in check. Yes, because that definitely cannot backfire at some point. Though in alliance with local chiefs, fresh blood from the eyes of newly imported crops of Gurkhas, the piece is bright in blood and gold, the descent smothered beneath the dunes before it can draw its first breath. Exclamation, not bad over here. It's really also pretty good over here. And the oil must flow. The spices do indeed must flow. Or they call it black and gold. Definitely will make motorized as the poor companies a bit more viable. Pulsating under the earth. Yeah, with that over here. Pulsating on the earth, the rivers of black gold, the lifeblood of empires, raw oil. This time, the ever-evolving industry is the key to producing oil in Central Asia. The whole eastern share of the Caspian Sea is overflowing with crude petroleum, much needed by a hungry commonwealth. It is stretching the responsibility of one of the many tentacles of the all-power Anglo-Persian Oil Company, Caspian Oil Limited. Yeah, so if America, this is that APOC can sponsor the Caspian Protectorate if they come into power in Persia. And our economy depends almost entirely on the oil industry. Barrels and barrels of oil travel from Turkestan to Persia and the many ports of the Gulf. So yeah, that's why especially Persia becomes a thing that I am curious to see how that's going to affect the protectorate. Through Persia and many parts of the Gulf, ensuring the continuous flow of one of the former attempted protectorate as a whole. The drought damaging this river to fuel Persia means a disaster for the expedition. Failure will not be tolerated by London or the APOC Board of Executives. Yeah, it's out to the socialist Persians. But how that's gonna go. But I wonder if, like, you know, if the Shah, if he doesn't get puppeted by a puck, I wonder how the Shah's gonna do. He may make a deal or something. Yeah. So these three are interesting in like, at least like because of like what they can do over here. And mainly because of my personally being interested in how they're gonna play out over here and just seeing what path they're going to. This one, Khuzim, or the Mr. Sultan Giliviv, is the most interesting to me. As I'm pretty sure didn't this guy collaborate with the Germans at some point? I'm pretty sure he collaborated. He was either him or somebody else, but I could swear I saw his name though here before though, and he had like a he was involved with something with the Germans over here in Central Asia. I can't remember exactly, but if I'm wrong, you can type in the comments below about if I'm wrong or not. But anyway, the only outright red thing over here, that being National Vanguard, is someone like communism with right-wing aesthetics, right-wing ideas. Very much so. The not so popular fun over here, being the most interesting out of all of them over here. I'm going to get to that soon. While Sultan Giliviv currently holds the power in Khiva, his rule is by no means egotistic. Although the rule of the Tartar Red Army is securing their revolution cannot be overstated, it was due to the formation of a popular front that the feed would push back. Together with his tyrannous communist. So I'm so I'm definitely probably going to be playing through him most, really. Whenever they get content over here. Because tyrannous communist over here. But so I'm going to go about the more radical young Cubans and the futurist radicals of the red tulips over here. Another thing I'm interested in. Into alliances, smash their enemies, be the reactionaries or imperialists. So yeah, the one over here being the tyrannous communists and the red tulips being the futurist radicals. You know, we're all about life for duh, and I'm very curious about that as well. Of course, only Turkestan is going to get the Governor General. Is actually going to get content over here for this work too. It's way too gods and men for that one, so we shall see exactly how it is. As I said before, there should be skeleton hunted by Unified over here, so we should at least see what could be in the future. However strong the power of the front was at first, divisions began to bubble to serve as the young Kievan distanced themselves from the Red Tulips radicals due to their violent nature. Meanwhile, the Red Tulip cruised Sultan Gilif are not placing enough on the focus of the proletariat. The whole of the nation remains united, will only time will tell whether the chinks in our armor will cause the front to crumble. Yeah, considering those they do, we have like the moderates, the national vanguards, and the leftist futurists. Considering that they're focusing more on the proletariat than like a state or whatever, on some or corporatists really. But very much still, very much an interesting little blend over here. And Red Army are tolerate. Pretty good for the armor thing over here. Like the not so popular for not too bad over here, but the Red Army artillery definitely makes it a lot worse over here. Create a general government, fucking who's catch me protected at least in terms of army stuff, and be the least bad over here. I would say the Emirate has better overall, but anyway. Formed during the chaos of revolutionary fervor of the Russian Civil War, the Tartar Red Army is one of the pillars of which Kizilum is based. Under the leadership of Sultan Gilif, they marched to aid the Kievan revolutionaries while the cowardly republicans in the north began their retreat. Despite the relative isolation, the Tartar Red Army, with help of local socialists, were able to secure a sustainable revolutionary base here in Kazim. As an ideological force as well as the military one, the ideas of socialism and liberalism and liberation were spread among the Turkestan due to their brave deeds and daring escapades. No matter what enemies they faced, no matter what armies try to strike them down, it turned out our boys will fight side by side to ensure the success of the coming Turkic revolution against the metropolitan jackals to see they crush it. Indeed. The former free Turan over here. I'm curious to see if they're gonna go beyond much sun over here. Especially when we got Turan's comments over here under Mirsid Sultan Gilif. Gilif, I can't remember. That's how you pronounce his name now, but yeah. Very much I'm interested in how that's gonna be over here though, whenever that's over here. But yeah. This is Turkestan over here, really. Lots of rain over here, and lots of like things over here, like as before. A lot of things be changed over here. Territories have been changed, new lands over here. Some nations have been removed, deleted, gone. Nations, people, and like some nations that were gone over here. I'm pretty sure like their leaders and generals and all that have been spread about over to here. To nations over here. And we got to reduce usage and cycle, as they say. But yeah, very much I am interested to see how that's gonna be. Ow! Hey man. We'll see how this is gonna play over here. As before though, I don't know what sort of content is gonna be in these besides what's been read over here in the focus tree, like only Boris and the Cov is gonna get any content for 2.4 too. But we did a little bit of speculation over here, and so I am optimistic about what keep going over here. Considering that recently, like, there hasn't been really much of Central Asian conquest over here, and no, so like in the dual focus is not really any conquest of Central Asia. And I think this is why over here, because to unify us over here, depending on. I wonder if that means that they can also like peacefully join. Whoever unifies will peacefully join with someone that's compatible over here. With whoever unifies Russia. I am curious about that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever we do. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna pull this for I'll pull like a little scenario about this whole thing. Maybe not. I should think about it. Whatever just comes out over here. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the little teaser video over here. I very much did. Very much interested to see about this, and hope you guys enjoy whatever the next, and I'm interested to see what comes up in 2.4 too. Considering that's like 90% done or so. From what they said over here. Hopefully it comes out here relatively soon over here, because it's gonna be something very much still gonna be interesting to see what's really been different and what's really been changed over here and what's been added. Until then, I'll see y'all later.